Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create this interactive model using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. We are going to create this model. So if I reload the page, you will see that the model will appear after a certain period of time. If I close the model, it will reappear again continuously because we want this behavior. And because many people use it in some kind of blog websites, or you may have encountered that a lot of times. That happened to me a couple of days ago. I was browsing a website and I had this really frustrating model appearing to me every 5 minutes. And I was like, I'm gonna make a video about this. So here we are going to create this interactive model with JavaScript. So let's quickly open Visual Studio Code and start creating this project from scratch. We are inside Visual Studio Code, and the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to create a couple of files. So first one of them will be index.html. I will create style.css, and I will also create app.js. Inside the index file, we'll generate our boilerplate, and for the title, we can say interactive model, and inside the body we will have a dummy nav bar, so I'll say nav, and inside the nav we'll have an h1 saying interactive model. Below the nav we'll have a div with the class name of container, and inside this container we'll have a couple of paragraphs. So first one will be lorem 500. We'll have another paragraph below, we'll say lorem 400, and another one, the final one, will be lorem 300. After that we will create our model container. So inside the container div we will create div with the class of model. And this model will have an h2, which will say subscribe to my newsletter. And we will have a paragraph here. I'll say I create high quality videos on JS every week. And below this we'll have an input of the type of text. Name will be email, we don't need the ID. We'll say placeholder your email address. And we will have a button. So button, subscribe now. Okay. I think we are done with the structure. Let's open this with live server and see the changes we have done. We see this. Let me make this smaller and also make this smaller so we can see the changes in real time. All right. What else we need? We need font awesome to grab the X icon. So I'm gonna say cdnjs.com and I'm gonna search for font awesome. Okay. And we are going to copy this link tag. So I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna place that inside the head tag. Just like that, and that will enable us to use font awesome. Let's navigate to font awesome official website. So search for font awesome and click for explore the icons right here, and just type close and you will see this X mark icon. And in order to use it, we have to type iClass equals FA solid. So I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna paste it inside the div with the class name of model, and I'm gonna say FA2x. I want to make it slightly bigger. Come back here, and it's not appearing, so probably we grabbed the wrong CDN. So if I copy the URL, let's see what is the URL. Okay, so we can, let me just say font awesome. Font awesome. Okay, let's replace that link we just pasted with the one I copied right now. So let's say link and place this ref right here and save. Very strange. It's not appearing. Why is this? Why is this happening? Font awesome. Oh, okay, so you have to click on font awesome and then copy this link tag. I knew that was the reason. So I'm gonna paste this, and now we should see the X. So we see it. All right. We have done our structure. Let's start styling the elements. So first of all, I'm gonna link my CSS file. So I'm gonna just say link CSS, and also we can link our script file. So below inside the body, right before the end of the body, we can say script app.js. And if we want to test this, we can say alert 123. And if you have linked it successfully, you should see that alert message. All right. So for the moment, I'm going to delete this and hit save and start styling that. We'll have a basic reset. So I'll say star. So box sizing will be border box, margin 0, and padding 0. Okay. After that, we will style the nav. So for the nav, I'll say width of 100%, height of 10 VH. For background color, so background will be black, color will be white, maybe display flex. Let's save and see the changes. Align item center, justify content center, text align center, and it should move to the center. Okay, below this, below the nav, let's style the paragraph. So paragraphs will be with the font size of 19 pixels and a font weight. So font weight of 500, and each paragraph will have a margin of 20 pixels or 30 pixels top and bottom, and 0 for the left and right. Okay, so paragraphs are separated. We will style the container. So the container, which holds the model and the paragraphs, will have a position of relative and a padding of 10 pixels. Okay, that will be for the container. For the modal, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say Width of 450 pixels, height of 450 pixels, border of 1 pixel solid black. I have a typo here, so it's solid black. We see it, actually that's a lot. Let's maybe reduce that, so make it 400, and that's again a lot. So if we make it 350, I think that's all right. And we say display flex. We will align items to the center, and we will justify the content to the center. And the flex direction will be column. Okay. We can also have a border radius of 10 pixels, so it's squared. A position of absolute top 50%, left 50%, and in order to move it to the center, we will also say transform, translate, minus 50% on the x and minus 50% on the y axis. Now if I save, it should move to the center of the page. Let's make this bigger, and it's right here. However, it moved way down, so let's see what's the problem. Modal container position relative. Let's say width of 100% for the container and height of 100 VH. And again, it's right here. It shouldn't be there. So let's see what's the problem. Oh, I said 50%. Okay, now you can see that it's in the center. Let's give it a background of white, and for the container we can give a background of hexadecimal F4 F4 F4, so that we can see the model better, and we see it. Okay, let's also grab some box shadows. So I'm going to say box shadow generator, and I'll open the first link right here, and I'm just going to play with those values right here. Let me see. Let's use that one. So I'm gonna copy it. Actually, we can copy this line. So copy this, go back and paste it right here. Hit prettier, and we should see the box shadow. It's appearing right now. Okay, let's continue styling this. So make this smaller again. What else? We have an input. So the input will have a padding of 10 pixels and a width. So width of 65 pixels of percent, sorry. So 65% looks good to me. The button, so button will be again padding of 10 pixels and width of 65%, and maybe a margin top of 20 pixels. Okay, looks great. And background color of hexadecimal. Now I want to use some kind of green color, and the way to pick up a green color, the fastest way, is by typing a random color and then opening this box, which will enable you to play with the colors. So I'm going to choose this greenish color right here. Yeah, that looks good to me. And I'll say color white for the text. Okay, where is the X icon? Okay, it's here. So for the X icon, in order to move it up right here, what we can do, we can grab its class name, which is FA solid. So we can say FA solid, we can say position absolute top 0 right 0, and you can see that it moved to the top. And we can just say margin, let's say 10 pixels, and it will move to the inner side of the model. I think this position is all right, and I will leave it like that. For the bottom, we can also say font size of 18 pixels. Okay, that looks better to me. All right, so we have done the structure, and now we are ready to link the JavaScript logic. So what we want to achieve, basically we want, when the page renders for the first time, after a certain period of time, we want to show this newsletter modal. And after we hit the close button, we want this modal to reappear every, let's say, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, depending on your choice. But for this demo, I will make it a couple of seconds because I want you to see how it works, and later on you can choose it. You can make it with any duration you would like. So to do that, we have to bring the elements we will interact with. And to start with, we will interact with the model itself. So I'm going to say const model will be equal to document.querySelector, and I will grab the model, okay? And we will also interact with the X icon. So I'm going to say const close btn equals document.querySelector, and that will be the FA solid class. And to test that, we can say close btn dot at event listener. We will listen for the click event, and we will run a function after that, and we can say alert 1 2 3. Hit the X icon, we see the alert message, meaning that we have hooked it up correctly. Okay, so we have this listener attached, and what we want to achieve, so we want the model to appear after a certain period of time on initial page load. So to achieve that, we can say setTimeout, and let's say after 5 seconds I want this model to appear. And now what I will do, I will hide the model because I want you to see how we will deal with this. So for the model, I will say opacity 0. And after that period of time, after let's say 5 seconds, I want to add a class name to this model to show it. So to do that, I will say model active with the class of active. So when it's active, I want the opacity to be 1. Now if I save this, the model will disappear. But watch what happens when I say inside the setTimeout function. So actually that will be equal to a function. So let's say const run const show model. So const show model will be a setTimeout function, and here we will say model.classlist.add active. So we will add the active class to this model. And in order for this to run, we need to run the function actually. So I'm going to save now, and after 5 seconds, we will see the model appearing. Is it? Okay, let me refresh. Okay. Let's see, 2000 seconds, millisecond, which is 2 seconds. Okay. It's not appearing. So the reason why this wasn't appearing is because I was adding a dot right here, and we should not add a dot. And now if I save this, and also we can see that it appears. So that was my mistake. I apologize for this. Now we can see the model appearing, and we need to make it work to close it and make it reappear every, let's say, 10 seconds. So to do that, what we will do is inside this, click listener, the function inside the function, we will say model classlist dot remove, and we will remove the active class, but after, let's say, a couple of seconds, let's say 5 seconds, we will add it again. So model.classlist.add, and I'm gonna add the active class once again. Now hit save, and when the page loads for the first time, we see the model appearing. We close it, and after 5 seconds, it appears again. So that was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you again in the next videos.